Hello guys and welcome back to Field of Glory Empires with our Saba playthrough. We have officially now technically passed Antagonids for total territories under our direct control. Now I think they have more in the way of overall power with their Dacia client state and then maybe more from that, I don't know. We did just get Ethiopia as a client state, which is pretty nice. I'd say just after they dragged us into war with the Nasamones, because of fucking course they did. The Nasamones already kind of wants peace. We only have a war score of 25. Man, I think... Oh, this actually went up by a lot. I think it would be so hilarious if we could get them to, like, become a client state. But I would also be perfectly happy just settling for peace. Getting maybe, like, one or two things that... Like this. One or two things that fill in regions we already have. I didn't ask for this war. I was dragged into this war. Now Ethiopia is in this war proper. While the Nasamones are also at war with Leptis, a war that they are winning because Leptis is not very large. But their armies are distracted and I'm marching on them. So now they'll just have more and more stuff to deal with. Let's keep going through our buildings this turn, though, before we do anything too crazy. So, we have built a furnace in Alexandria. We can have something else start built. Why? Oh my god, my infrastructure is so bad. Was it like this one turn ago? I don't think it was. Maybe it was. Jesus. I want to build this large farm. Look at this. The grain it makes would make a lot of things nearby go pretty well, too. It has just conquered for some reason. I don't remember it having this. I'm going to start building the farm and, you know, the rest should hopefully be fine. I put 2 more guys in infrastructure. I don't really know how to divvy this up too well. Put more. Alright, now that's at least self-sustaining. Good. I guess that needs to... This is why I didn't want to be in a war so soon, but I just got dragged in. One new pop here doesn't change much. Regional roads built in Aes, the capital. Interesting capital this is. There's other places that have more culture. We just probably acquired this first. It's not a bad place. We don't have a palisade in this capital. Let's get a palisade. That sounds useful. Salt mine built to the south of that. That helps with food. I can get the wheel maker next. Yeah. Sure. I like that. Let's get a wheel maker. Palisade and a new population in Koptos. Regional roads take priority over all else. We got a new population next to that in These. A furnace would be neat. I'm kind of going furnace crazy, but I'm building a lot of units. And so furnaces are pretty good, especially in regions that are already fairly built up, I would say. But, so would some culture. Culture would be pretty useful too. I think I'm going to go for the furnace because we have access to the coal here. So yeah, let's get that furnace. South of that in Amphila, which is a provincial capital, we have built a large quarry, helping out our infrastructure a bit. These are kind of neck and neck for how much investment I have in them, so going back and forth isn't too crazy. I could go for a physician's house. I have all resource bonuses for this if I want to help growth. I don't like doing the amphora because it consumes food. The last thing I want from a food slot is for it to consume food, honestly. There could be a preceptor house to get a little bit of culture. I've been ignoring culture things in the recent times, I suppose. Oh, but a blacksmith, infrastructure, money, and metal. Yeah, this is hard to say no to. I'm going to go for that. Infrastructure, money, and metal. Yes, please. I could move, let's say, all 3 of these guys over to food. In Ankober, we have a new population. Regional roads, obviously going to take priority. Regional roads have been built to the east of that. We have some connection going on here. In Abula, where we don't have city walls. I want city walls. Give me those city walls. It is slotless. There's only 1 slot here. That's good. North of that, we have built that potter's workshop to benefit from the bonuses that it would give us. So that's pretty nice. Then I have some other options here. As much as I'd love to build a furnace, I think I might go for the academy instead. Decadence reduction here would be pretty good. This place adds a lot of decadence. The culture would be useful. I'm not building much culture like anywhere. Even though this is just a very cultured place already, adding pretty decent legacy points, this all just would be pretty helpful in generating culture, reducing decadence. Some big bonuses here, and no slots. It's pretty good. In the capital, we built the armor. Can't build anything else now as a result, but just give it a little bit. Some slaves will probably end up over here. 2 slots available here. We got a new population and built a large warehouse. Oh, man. This is rather crazy. I can get a lot of money if I build the Amphora. It would get it off the list, which would be great, I suppose, but it's not really what I want. Let's just get it off the list. It takes food, it generates money, and, you know, there's some infrastructure cost. I'm just going to put everybody on food at this point. We don't need anybody on infrastructure here, especially given what province this is. East of that, we have a physician's house that has built in Chidababa. Yes, that is the name. You're welcome for informing you. We have pretty low decadence here, but that school doesn't look so bad, seeing as it's slotless and generates culture and a little bit of infrastructure. I think I'm going to take that. Next to that, we built a wax workshop. Next to that, we got a population from healthcare in Bat, and now I can add something else here. I think this is another situation of we just need to build the M4 to get it off the damn fucking list, so I'm going to do that. I usually just ignore them. Let's just get it out of the way. Regional roads have been built up in Pterodon, and there's a new population. That's good. We could do just about anything we wanted here. I wouldn't mind another furnace where we have coal. It also generates money. Not that we need that, but smokehouse has been built next to that. And Salma looks all right. There's a lot of basics here. So we have a smokehouse, huh? Food is doing all right for especially what is allocated there. Smokehouse. I think that uses horses, right? Yeah, cattle, which we have locally in the province. I could get even... Well, no, this is horses. This is different. This place could use some loyalty, I suppose. But this noble district isn't the most efficient way to get it. I think I would rather just make a stud, put this guy on the Semitic on infrastructure, move the slightly more efficient Hellenic down to culture, and then just kind of call that there for now. Next to that, we have a new population. Would I change any of this? Maybe a teensy bit. Move one more guy down to infrastructure. Yeah, north of that, in Acadia and Citizen, we have built a charcoal pile, which will help with infrastructure. There is just so much food here. It is insane. There's so much food here. My God. It's actually crazy how much food is here. And I could just build more if I wanted to. I feel like what I really need at this point is infrastructure, if anything. But I could go military, given that this is a capital. Decent spot for some military. I think I'll go ahead and it's either that or health, because we don't have a lot of health here, actually. That's a tough one. Right now, with all the food, we are expanding pretty greatly at that. I think I'll push up that weapons depot a little bit. Sure. Yeah, okay. And we've built solid walls in Aroe. And so, yep. We're going to build probably... We have several slots. I wouldn't mind barracks, because it is another capital. And I do like militarizing my capitals. Especially now, so much time's gone by. I want to get those military schools there. Heading to the west, we built a wheelmaker in another place whose name I can't say. I see regional roads, so we are definitely prioritizing that. Next to that, another wheelmaker is done, but not much I could do there. South of there, we have a preserved food store, so that's pretty good. A brickwork would be great because infrastructure here is lacking. Food could theoretically be called lacking as well. Given the development of this place or the lack thereof, let me take an actual citizen here, put him on culture, and... Move you onto food, move you onto food, because the brickwork's going to make up for all this stuff. And I have, like, both of you on food and then put you on infrastructure. Yeah. Well, you know what, in this case, let's put the Semitic on culture and all the normal citizens on infrastructure, just because it's more flattering to the eye. It's more pleasing. Public works done in the Sinai. This is a capital where we're still building a lot of basics. Preserved food store is definitely interesting, but I can't say no to a palisade. What the hell was that, though? An iron mine. God, there are so many things here that are hard to pass up on. This needs iron. Okay, so it doesn't make iron, it needs it, and it uses it to make metal. I have a lot of furnaces being made that are using infrastructure and coal, so like that's fine. This is clearly more efficient, and it comes with infrastructure for free. But yeah, we're just I'm gonna go for the palisade at least. We need a palisade. Charcoal piles have been built next to that. Regional roads I will take without even thinking about it. Crafter district next to that. I wouldn't mind some city walls. That is slotless. That is good. I do like that. I'll move a guy, or I guess 2 down to infrastructure. Our infrastructure here is not very good. We got a new population in Philisteri. Doesn't change much at all. Infrastructure here is pretty bad. I guess I'll put you on infrastructure. Oh, God. New population in Samaria. That does open up a slot. We have city walls here at least. There is only this one slot to utilize at the moment, so I have to be picky about what I build, I suppose. Food would be an easy choice. The wash house for healthcare. That could be an easy choice. Oh, but once again, the blacksmith. The blacksmith. Infrastructure, money, and metal. That's hard to say no to. Just about any time I see it and there's relevant iron, that is just so nice to have. So yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that here for sure. I'll send one of these guys over to food for now as well, because, you know, that's going to shift around. North of that, we have an herbalist done on Orontes, which is the provincial capital here. I could build, preserved food store. I'm going to let that take priority for sure. Over in our newly occupied provinces, we have definitely some shifting around that we have to do. We don't have a loyalty problem here. There's nothing building. I wouldn't mind a public works here. I don't know if I'm even going to keep any of this, but here it is. Is there anything else where we have to build? No, that is all of the building right now. And so the Nasamones are already more wanting to make peace. And I wouldn't mind taking this, and I wouldn't mind taking that. That's all I'd want. But there's only a 17% peace chance for that. Their chance of accepting that is particularly low. I don't really want much else, and I don't want to try to wage this massive war of attrition during a time where I just need to build up and kind of focus on the stability of the realm, which has been a situation I've been in for quite a while. However, as of right now, it's not like I have a whole lot of choice, so we just kind of have to keep on the offensive. Our troops didn't really take much damage or anything. This is an objective, so I suppose I'll go for that. Though if we don't take this in the war now, that's not going to work out too well. So maybe we could also expand it to try to take as much of Sudana as possible, which would already kind of invalidate the whole reason why I got Ethiopia as a puppet, as a client state to begin with. They could still be useful. I don't know. We're really just going to have to see, I suppose. I could also just take like some of it. I'm really not sure how to handle this, because if I lose the objective, then the leader's going to get really upsetty. Incidentally, a new border's kind of opened up, so I'm going to send another army over there to kind of attack there as well. And I assume Ethiopia will end up going on the attack at some point. I assume. I don't really know this for a fact. I'm taking a guess, but I would hope. What is this? A tar deposit. A tar deposit. Produces tar. I almost never see those. Funny enough. How are you doing? I did build the 12 regular infantry. We're going to want the 12. Each one of these rows is 5. And then 1, 2. Heavy infantry. We're still good for metal. We're good for manpower. I'm somehow like keeping up with that. And for money, certainly. As for income, the metal production could do better, but we are building a lot of furnaces. And I guess for good reason, as I haven't even really started building that navy yet. And at some point, I think a navy is going to end up being pretty darn relevant to me. Pretty darn relevant. Yes, sir. Are the Antigonids taking over Sirencia? I think they are. Well, that's good. That means I could buy it from them later. Good, good, good. We have a fight, I believe, right here. Or something, or no, over here. Where they have 17 men. Is this their capital? This might be their capital. There's a lot here. They have warriors. They have a lot of skirmishers, urban militia. Once we chew through those warriors, they pretty much don't stand a chance. Their rear line is notably bigger. They don't have anything that can go on the flanks, so... Oh, they didn't die, but we do have free attacks thanks to our cavalry. Cameliers going and attacking, and some light cavalry doing what they do best, flanking. All their warriors have kicked the bucket. Skirmishers dead. Now what remains is a skirmisher dead, an urban militia, and their whole front line is dead. The rest of it's all going to be attacks in their flank, and since they're the ones losing everything, that is pretty much a guaranteed pursuit. Which means more of them will die. Which means even if they flee, they're not really gonna be able to do anything. Because there's like none of them left. We have another battle just north of that against a much smaller group. Mostly defenders, warriors here that have basically instantly been slaughtered by our heavy infantry. It would be nice if I could get my heavy infantry improved. This is why I need more buildings. You need more military buildings. You need like a certain number of higher level military buildings in a lot of cases to actually do these upgrades, which is another thing that I wish I knew. I would have started militarizing the capitals a lot sooner than I did, but hey, here we go. That's fine. That's 2 battles won. I still have a lot of these reinforcing units still showing up, so that's also fun. They're still going. I just have them automated to follow, so they might be delayed a turn when there's movement, but they'll get there eventually, and that is what counts. I think that's really what counts. The Antigonids conquered the seat of power from Cyrene, and it looks like they used completely excessive force to do it. We conquered the seat of power of the Nasamones. Yep, that was this capital right here. We plundered it, but they had almost nothing here anyway. So, this is also the seat of a province of Sudana. Conquered that, yep. +1 progress token, which could be lost if I don't keep this. Conquered this, which I can build in. Ooh, I think I'll take the palisade, given that it's now on a border. I think that's fine right there. And this saw invasion. Yeah, a raid. I see. This right here is Leptis, but occupied by the Nasamones, or Nasamones occupied by Leptis. It's confusing the way they do the colors. This is Nasamones. This is Leptis. I don't know. This, because this is theirs, and so it's that color. Okay, so that's Leptis. Yeah, they've inverted the way Paradox does it, and it really hurts my brain. Wait, merchants, specialized markets, Stoa, or Judean are so rich the insane influx of money crashed whole sectors of the Saba economy. Coinage had to be debased. 1892 money loss. It's because we have too much money. That's why. We have too much money. This is where the royal treasuries come in handy. We have so much money now that we're just going to start losing money to random events. Because that's just what you want to see, I suppose. Shepherd House has been built here in one of these places that we occupied. A palisade would definitely be useful. In this capital that has no loyalty, a palisade would certainly be useful. Let's move a guy or two onto food so that it's like neutral. We're not going to be able to sit here forever and babysit it, given the severe lack of food. Oh yeah, no. Not without occupying more of and, you know, taking over the province. The Ethiopians have gone on the offense. And I wonder, seed region. So anything they conquer, I can have seeded directly to them. I like that. I like that I can have stuff. Now, it's also unfortunate if I were to want that, for example. But that means I can seed others that are, you know, my client states that are involved in a war with me. Ethiopia's positioning makes them kind of weird in that they have to kind of be eaten by me eventually. I don't know how far I want this war to go. I didn't want this war to start to begin with. They really, really want peace at this point. They really want peace. But how much do they want it? Because this is like the bare minimum that I would really accept. But we could also throw in a Julia now that I took it over. And we're still at 100% chance. Marmacia. Final peace chance goes down. And then there's Bara down there, which is just what they occupied. Oh, but for, you know, because of how this started and the fact that it has started, I feel like at this point, I'm just guaranteed, like, I just need to keep going west anyway. That's honestly how I feel, that we just need to keep going west, which is going to expand my need for military and the ability to just sit down and not warmonger for a little bit. I might be biting off more than I can chew, especially because most of this is empty desert. It's really hard to make up my mind. Like, now that it's the delayed system of making peace. It's because by the time they would accept a peace over what I would want to take, I would have taken 2 to 3 times as much. And it's like more. And I am managing to keep up with the chaos that comes with it. And even if this is all empty desert, it can still put me in the position of just being #1 for legacy. Like, even now, the Antigonids are still kind of gaining more income. And the thing is, I keep taking over so much empty desert. This really doesn't help. This is going to put me at Rome's doorstep, too. And, like, you know, Carthage, which is kind of crazy. Kind of insane. Definitely sort of special. We could be fighting Rome soon. I don't know. Who knows? If I fought Rome, I would definitely... I wouldn't even necessarily... I mean, wow. Like, Latium is amazing. Mind you, it's like the most built up location in the whole game. I wouldn't necessarily want to fight them specifically for taking Italia. I would want to fight them to humiliate them, to take their legacy away so that I could get ahead of the Antigonids with it without actually having to fight the Antigonids because they are powerful and scary. I mean, if I go to factions and I sort now by land power, I am actually at the top, but the Antigonids are right there. They're basically equivalent. Rome's also scary, and Moria is scary enough to be feared as well. Dacia is part of the Antigonids, and even they're pretty high up on this list. And then Rome has also the Celatibilibibiba. I don't see them on this list, so maybe they're not that scary. Still, I just don't want to fight the Antigonids. But we're going to probably just keep going on the offensive in a lot of directions. Especially in, like, provincial directions, I would say. In some cases, we are going to need a bit of a police force. And so, to that effect, maybe I should just, I don't know, like, keep going just inwards with everybody. I kind of want to leave one unit in reserve, like one group. What are you missing one of? I've recruited... Oh, 1 heavy infantry couldn't complete last turn. Okay, well, you could just chill out then. I want to keep everybody on the attack. We have several fronts. It's kind of weird. There's several weird fronts, and one of them will close up. I think Ethiopia took something that was independent shortly ago. I think it was this. They took that over. That's good for them. They could probably take that as well. I don't mind. I'm going to keep that southern push going for sure. This is a good spot to defend from, to be honest, but, like, for how long is probably a good question. Or do I just want to be, like, hyper aggressive? Based on where I see their troops right now, let's be a little aggressive. We're going to move down here into the center of the desert with that stack. I got rid of the governor's palace in Necratis, and so... Was it moved already? It was, to the Delta, not to Alexandria. Why? You moved it to, like, one of the locations that have the least amount of culture. I want the one that has the most. It's supposed to go to where it has the most. I try to disassemble it again, but this is kind of fucking weird. It will unlock Quinquireme's heavy ship provincial. I don't think that's in my unit type to make. I just saw it. There's no adequate harbor in the region. The Quinquireme's heavy warship. God, what is this? That's powerful. That is very powerful. It is very big. Same food usage. The stats on that thing are higher. The defense is higher. The hits are higher. That thing is terrifying. But it's a provincial unit, meaning pumping out any excess of that would be way harder because of rising upfront costs. So probably don't even want that anyway. Good thing that I can't make it right now anyway. Oh, is this the actual provincial unit for this location? Is this the provincial unit? Yeah, it is. Oh, that's interesting. It's a ship. Well, regardless, I'm going to dismantle this and see if it can move somewhere else. That's just another 3 turns to try that, but oh well. We got a ranch built in Thorentus. However, a ranch has been built. That's some more food. More food is nice. I could go for wells, you know, more food there. I could go for a builder's hall. I wouldn't mind either of these right now. I think I'll go with the wells for right now. The well sounds pretty nice. Sure. Ranch, extra pop, charcoal pile built close to the border, ammonia. And wow, there's a lot of things here I could use. Palisade ranks up there pretty heavily given the regional situation. Palisade was built in Ptolemais. That's pretty good. And now I have only 1 slot available here. And my selection of things that I could put here. A charcoal pile doesn't sound too bad. Neither does a granary, I suppose. I think I will prioritize the charcoal pile. Just a little bit of infrastructure, a little bit of money. That doesn't sound so bad. Tons of new pops springing up around southern Nile. Like a middle of the Nile, I guess. Which looks good to me. Palisade done over there. Looks good. New population in Porphyry. We have 1 slot available. Food and everything look fairly decent here. I'm pretty content with these things. Wow, 12 infrastructure. Wow. Whoa. Not sure what to prioritize here, to be honest. A gymnasium would be nice. I wouldn't mind a gymnasium. Wouldn't mind at all. Hold on, let me just get all the natives of sorts onto food, maybe? Or maybe I want all the natives handling the culture stuff, because we could use some more culture here. That would be nice. And then food and health otherwise. That sounds nice. I like that. Especially if we're going to build a quarry, we need health. So, yeah, give me a gymnasium. After I've just, you know, moved those guys around. South of there, we have a new population, extra healthcare. Extra population from healthcare is always nice. And we have 1 slot in Asamara that we can utilize. Cult site, thankfully, not too needed here, which is pretty great. We barely have anybody on infrastructure right now as it is, so probably building more infrastructure, not really necessary. Get 2 of these dudes, maybe even just 1. Onto infrastructure would be good, and in the meantime I could build a stadium for even more healthcare for growth there. 22 turns to do that. It's slotless though. City walls have been built to the south. That was slotless. We have 3 slots here right now. A large quarry would be slotless, producing stone, infrastructure, money. We have the relevant sulfur. This is good. This is really, really good. And slotless. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and plop that down. Hopefully that doesn't like hurt healthcare tremendously or whatever. More infrastructure does sound pretty nice. I might move a guy over to food in the meantime. I feel like we have enough on culture there. And then to the east of that, we've gotten a new pop. And that all looks good to me though, honestly. And it also looks like we have a nice full episode. So I'm going to call this one here. So for now, thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.